stop voting for Democrats. Stop participating in these sadomasochistic relationships, these toxic, abusive relationships. The abuser thinks that you enjoy being tortured, demeaned, deceived, abused. The Stockholm syndrome, when we have an affinity with our oppressor, with our captives. We empathize and sympathize with our kidnappers. This is a mental illness. We had Bill Clinton, the last 3 Democrat presidents, Bill Clinton, Barack Obama, Joe Biden, and now we're talking about Kamala Harris. That would be 24 years under the Democrats. In those 24 years, let's just say the 20 years, the 8 years under Bill Clinton, the 8 years under Barack Obama, the 4 years under Joe Biden. Bill Clinton, the way he got elected, he went to Arsenio Hall show, played the saxophone with sunglasses on. They say he's black. Therefore, he gets elected. He gets the black vote because he's on Arsenio Hall, he plays the saxophone. And he smoked weed. And he had Monica Lewinsky. But look at the policies of Bill Clinton. The crime bill, 94 crime bill, ironically created by Joe Biden, created mass incarceration, mandatory minimum, charging children as an adult, truancy laws, throwing parents in jail for truancy, similar to what Kamala Harris did as a prosecutor, incarcerating black women for truancy, throwing black men in prison for extended periods of time to use them as slave labor, talking about fighting fires, Kamala Harris. So the Democrats use prisons to punish the black man in particular and the black woman, and truancy. Look at what Bill Clinton did with NAFTA and his other trade deals. He sent all of our factories, our major factories, to Mexico, China, Indonesia for cheap labor, causing mass unemployment in the black communities in Flint, Michigan, Chicago, Indiana. Gary, Indiana, was destroyed the black communities economically who depended on those factories. What else did Bill Clinton do? He made it so the black women couldn't get welfare anymore unless they had a job. So not only did they kick the black man out the house, they kicked the black women out the house and made them pay these extraordinary fees for daycare, instead of letting them stay at home and take care of the children. Now they got to get these minimum wage jobs to get crumbs. Bill Clinton did this. What did Barack Obama do? They say he's a black president. Change. He's in reality, he's a white man and an African, but he used the same logic as Bill Clinton. He's a black man, so therefore he gets the votes. What did Barack Obama do as soon as he get in? He bailed out the banks, financed the banks to foreclose on all of the black housing, caused mass homelessness in the black community particularly. A lot of the housing went into foreclosure. We lost our housing, and now you go to the black communities in Indiana, Chicago, all over the United States. The housing that we lost under Barack Obama are now being occupied by Mexicans. Barack Obama made gay marriage illegal. He legalized gay marriage. He legalized illegal aliens, talking about DACA, deferred action for childhood arrivals. Gave them work vouchers, free education, housing. What did he do for the black people? Nothing. Not one policy did Bill Clinton do to help the black people, but the policies that him and Barack Obama did hurt the black people. Barack Obama gave $16 trillion to the white-owned corporations in America and Europe. He bailed out Greece. He bailed out Bank of America, Chase, and they went and foreclosed on the black people. Blamed the black people, talking about subprime mortgages. Blamed us for the economic crisis. Evicted the black people. And then he brought in a bunch of Mexicans, illegal aliens. And then he legalized gay marriage. Then he started wars all over the world. ISIS. He killed Gaddafi. He did a coup in Ukraine, Yemen, Syria. Obama was a warlord. but he did nothing to help the black people. He did not one hate crime bill to protect black people. Barack Obama didn't do anything to help black people. He helped illegal aliens, DACA. He helped the white corporations. And then when they was finna close down the historically black university in Chicago, Chicago State, talking about they didn't have the funding, Barack Obama and then Mayor Rahm Emanuel was about to let Chicago State go out of business. Guess who saved Chicago State? The Republican governor, Bruce Rauner, saved Chicago State. It wasn't Barack Obama, the then president, nor Rahm Emanuel, the mayor. It was the Republican governor that saved Chicago State. Now look at Joe Biden. He told you you're not black. See, they keep using the black thing. Joe Biden said you're not black if you don't vote for me. And then he got the so-called black woman who's really an East Indian. So the last 3 Democrat presidents pandered to the black people, talking about they're black. They somehow got black connections. A so-called black vice president, the black president Bill Clinton, and the so-called black president Barack Obama with the crime bill Joe Biden, Jim Crow Joe Biden. They all say you're not black. Well, they black, somehow got to do with black. But they, in them 20 years of that, nothing. Joe Biden, Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, nothing to help the blacks, but all to hurt the blacks. And what did Joe Biden do? He made executive orders to help illegal aliens. When you had those Haitians that came over the border, Joe Biden sent them back. He only want the the Hispanic migrants. Opened the border up, let in millions of migrants, gave them billions of dollars. He got wars going on in Ukraine, in Israel. What else he do? Inflation. What else he do? A lot of people died under the coronavirus, under Joe Biden with his mandates. What else he do? Nothing. Nothing. He did nothing for the blacks. They don't deserve your vote. They're sadistic. They think deceiving you because they think you're gullible. They think you just enjoy being deceived and abused. You enjoy being stepped on and demeaned, degraded, and according to them. But don't vote for none of them. If you vote for Kamala Harris, that'll be 24 years of nothing. You're giving somebody all and they giving you nothing in return. That's an imbalanced relationship. I wrote this poem when Barack Obama was the president, and I think it's relevant to today. It is called The World, and it's in one of my books, Parts of Man, The Declaration of Truth. Go to my website, enigma.com. They're murdering millions in the name of democracy, spreading hypocrisy, blaming Gaddafi. Look at your own country, corporate slavery, sugarcoating reality, elitist pranks, corporate banks sank. Do you think presidents are kings, allocating our money to give to the thieves? Corporate greed is in their genes. There's a trickle-down effect from the peasants to the kings. Your education is useless if all it produces is cup-holding constituents, prostitution candidates, gun-toting residents, savages. It's evident that what you learned is irrelevant if it's all about the cash till you left on with no backup plan if the money didn't last. Fallacious philosophies, enslaved to identities, corrupting the youth, twisting the truth, influencing their mentality the wrong way, encouraging criminality or become gay, ethical pollution, hood rats and homo thugs, prostitution and selling drugs. At home you show no love, outside they're shooting slugs. People are having children for no reason. They grow up and go to prison. Daddy didn't want a son, he wanted flesh. Mama didn't want a child, she wanted a check. What about the future, the next 100 years? Will we even be here? The evolution of thought, headed one way, the revolutions are fought to bring a better day. The constitutions are brought because the children are taught being righteous is God's way. The institutions are sought because the leaders are bought to maintain society. The status quo, class struggle, and drug smuggling, media disguising, and you're not realizing it. For 200 years, we cried 200 tears. We're still here ignorant. Back to Africa on slave ships. The price of life. If you can't afford it, don't try to distort it. They won't report it.